Let's focus on HSNM under a more technical eye. So basically, HSNM is not only an app; it's a complete LAMP environment that provides authentication, account, and profiling. Is based on some software and is provided as a virtual machine in a OVA format that lets you install the software, let me say, in an already working environment and or in a new one. We develop HSNM as a virtual machine or a physical server. We develop the virtual machine in an open format just to let you install it inside an already working server or again in a new one. HSNM is very optimized. Is provided in two sizes, as a 60 gigabyte dimension or a 200 gigabyte dimension. The version does not change. The software in them is the same. The only thing that changes is the disk dimension. HSNM is very optimized for speed, and we have several instruments to let it work as fast as you saw in the Marisa presentation. So we do provide our site where it's possible to download the HSNM. I will show you. Okay, here you can see the actual version that we provide, and we allow you to download and install and try on your actual server. We prepared a stage server where I can show you, for example, the installation of the HSNM in a Proxmox, that is an hypervisor type 1, that is not a bare metal hypervisor, so there is no layer between the virtual machine and the hardware of your server. You can download the image here. For example, we downloaded the 60 gigabyte images, uploaded into your Proxmox server, for example, and restore. You can launch the virtual machine, and once the system is ready, here you can see the ready message. You can open your browser to the default IP, that is the one you can see here, and HSNM will welcome you with a wizard that quickly allow you to pre-configure your data, configure your network, configure your secret for radius, install the license if you have it, or you can use the demo mode that will allow you to test it without any kind of demo license for 5 days. And after a pre-configuration of the server, the HSNM is ready to go. So just to give you more details, what's inside the HSNM? HSNM is based on a LAMP environment, so it's based on Apache, PHP, MySQL, a edited and customized version of Radius Server, and other instruments that allow all the backend functions to be run. Now, I've launched a virtual machine, as every people that download the empty image here can do. We give the possibility to run the HSNM even locally on a type 2 hypervisor, like, for example, VMware Workstation or Oracle VirtualBox just for testing. But we do recommend to install it into a type 1 hypervisor in your web farm, just to give the possibility to all your gateways spread around your country to be connected to a cloud virtual machine and a cloud environment. So without having the necessity to do some firewall or NAT configuration. Here is a nearly launched HSNM with demo data inside, because with demo we do provide some kind of dummy content to show inside the HSNM. We need to now focus on the technical part and under the skin configuration of the HSNM. On the left part of the dashboard, Marisa showed you the data part. Now we will focus on the admin part that gives you the possibility to configure the HSNM and your environment. The general option gives you the possibility to set your company data as company name, address, city, location, and so on. You can configure your backend languages, because we give you the possibility to have multiple backend languages. We enable by default those one you can see. Let's go back. And of course, you can type down terms and conditions to be accessed, to be accepted by the admins if you add new system users, and basic configuration for the initial template. Let's step to the more important part of the admin section, the system settings. So the first tab is the license. If you download the HSNM without a license provided by our sales team, the HSNM will work for 5 days. Once you reach this limit and you want a bigger or more time to test the HSNM, you can ask our department to give you the GUID, what we call GUID, that is a alphanumeric code that is your license. You need to put it here and save. The HSNM will ask our licensed servers to allow you to work for more time. Once you decide to purchase the HSNM, the license will be extended for you with your choose, like Marisa told you before, with our kind of licensing. The network tab gives you the possibility to set the network address of the Ethernet interface of the virtual machine, such as IP address, subnet, gateway, primary and secondary DNS, and the host name of the HSNM. We give the possibility to increase security for backend login by adding two-factor authentication that can be enabled by SMS or email or an authentication app. This gives you the possibility to increase backend login security. We do have a possibility to whitelist or blacklist the backend login. So, for example, you can enable all your network classes to be able to log in into the HSNM. As I said before, if you put your HSNM in a cloud environment, so it uses a public IP, is very important to secure the backend login. And for example, here you have the possibility to encrypt the database password. In case of data leaks, the password of the users or the backend password are totally encrypted, so they are not clearly viewable. You can even just force the password complexity for the backend users. So if you want to force a very strong password, you can do it by selecting this option. With one of the latest release, we added even the possibility to whitelist or blacklist the API usage. You can block or gives the possibility to use the API integration for a white or blacklisted list of IP address. Another tab is the web server. Since HSNM is based on Apache, you can specify a domain name from where Apache will reply you. This is a very important option because once you configure a gateway like a MikroTik or a Cambium or one of our vendor gateway, you must reach the HSNM by using this, because in case you want to use HTTPS login into the welcome portal, you need to specify a valid DNS name that will be written here and point this DNS to the public IP of the HSNM. This will allow you to install a certificate that we will see later by selecting here, and the HSNM will reconfigure to be used even from HTTPS. For example, the Marisa demo was already with a certificate. Just to show you, we have pointed our DNS to our public IP and selected a certificate valid for the domain name, and from that point, the HSNM will answer to the with HTTP and HTTPS on that domain name, and we give the possibility to enable even the forcing of HTTPS. So every HTTP call will be redirected to HTTPS. HSNM, as Marisa told you before, can be placed in a higher availability mode that give you the possibility to put 2 or more HSNMs in replica mode with database, so they will share the database and they will act like a round-robin host by using a load balancing policy between the 2 or more nodes. This will allow you to install 2 HSNM in 2 different web farms, for example, and if one have problems, the other one will reply to your users without giving any kind of downtime. We introduced the possibility, if you use the round robin or the high availability option, to set a DNS name that allows you to log in to both your machines by calling a single domain name. For example, if you have demo1 and demo2 and you create demos.yourdomain.com, by calling demos.yourdomain.com, you will be automatically redirected to one of the 2 nodes with a round robin or load balancing manner. Since HSNM can use emails for various motivations, such as user registration or notification of downtime, of notification of gateway down, we give the possibility to set an SMTP server. This can be done at system level, or you can do this even at reseller and manager level. So your system level will have a dedicated configuration, and even your resellers and manager can have different configuration, just to use their email and their email servers. We can force even a mask and for username and password for backend login. This gives you the possibility to force, for example, lowercase, alphanumeric, numbers, vowels, or numeric mask. Since HSNM includes a radio server, here we give the possibility to set a secret for the radius. We show this even inside the first launch of the HSNM, where you will see the wizard that guides you to pre-configure those steps. As the emails, the HSNM gives you the possibility to send SMS with different ways. You can, for example, attach a USB dongle with a SIM inside it to send SMS, or if you want, you can even use online services that gives you the possibility to send SMS with HTTP calls or email to SMS. You can some compatible vendors online gives you the possibility to send an email, they transform it into a SMS, and we gives you the possibility to set those kind of SMS gateway inside the HSNM. Third is the SMPP protocol. We do have the possibility to set a SMPP gateway by gives you those fields. Here you will have the possibility to set the from number for your SMS, and this will change. For example, if you choose to use a USB dongle connected to the HSNM, you will need to configure your message center and your main number for the SIM you configure in your USB dongle. Since HSNM has inside it even a rsyslog daemon that listen to a port to gives the possibility the various gateways to receive the user's traffic log. We gives the possibility to enable an EP filter, and that can be enabled here. HSNM will listen to a specific port to be used as a remote syslog for your remote gateways. If you don't enable this filter, everything that knows that port can send logs into the HSNM, and this can cause the fulfillment of the disk in a quick time. So we gives you the possibility to enable a filter. So you need to specify in your gateways the IP, the remote IP from where they will send the logs, just to avoid useless logs coming to the HSNM. Another field is the NTP. HSNM has an NTP client inside it. This will be useful for start and stop time of the sessions of the user. So the HSNM must be aligned with an NTP server, and we gives the possibility to set 2 NTP servers and, of course, your time zone, your system time zone. You can set the time zone even at reseller and manager level, just to for example, if your HSNM is placed in New York and your reseller, one of your resellers is placed in Africa or in Europe, you can set their time zone. By leaving use default, if is the same of the system level, but you have the possibility to set the specific time zone even at reseller and manager and domain and gateway level. For example, if your reseller is in Europe, but your gateway is in Asia, you can change and specify the time zone, domain level, sorry. Here you are. Okay, database. HSNM includes a MySQL database in it, where it can save the data, all the data that you can see in the data tab, which Marisa talked about before my presentation. HSNM gives you the possibility to use the internal one, but you can even choose to use an external database. So you can restore a backup of the HSNM internal database in your database server and put the data to access it here, so you can have a splitted server. So HSNM will act as a front-end server, and your database external server will act as the backend and the data source data, just to increase security. As I told you before, there's a possibility to put 2 or more HSNM in high availability by activating the replica. This will act as a circulating replica, so every nodes will act as a master server. The activation is can be made for the second and third server, and in the activation phase, the first step will be the copy of the master. Then, when replica is enabled, the circulation mode will be activated. So every HSNM will become a master node that will send data to the other one. There is another function, another recent function that is included in HSNM, that is the possibility to set HSNM, one of the HSNM, as a receiver for receive data from others HSNM, and gives you the possibility to see under the same data menu other data from other HSNM in read-only mode. So this will give you the possibility to monitor the usage, the data, the domains, the gateway from another remote HSNM, one or more. Because if you, for example, put this one as the master, the receiver, you can enable the sender in multiple HSNM. Here, we have another option for the database. This will work only if you use if you are on the master database, because even if in circulating replica every node will act as a master server that sends data to the others, one of the HSNM will be always the main server. That is the server where every replica will start from. So it will have this kind of database optimization that will give you the possibility to keep it clear by deleting, for example, unused users, cards, or, for example, expired users, or keep the detailed advertising log by selecting here a time slot, and keep it as clear as possible. HSNM gives you the possibility to set an FTP or secure FTP server where HSNM will daily or monthly or without an execution time slot execute a backup of the database automatically for example, every night. So you will have an export of your database just for backupping your data, and even for log backup. As I told you before, HSNM acts even like a syslog server, and Gateway will send to him data about users' connection. Since those kind of data can increase in size very quickly, we give you the possibility to select a time slot or execution time, and the HSNM will compress this kind of log and send it to an external FTP or secure FTP server, just to keep the database as free as possible. That's why we deployed HSNM in two sizes, the 60 gigabyte and the 200 gigabyte. This is very important to choose before installing it in your environment, because if you full the disk, the HSNM obviously stops to work. And if you manage to give HSNM portal to multiple location, and they will, for example, send all the users logs, it's very important to choose the right size for your necessities. Last but not least is the SSL certificate. Here you can install your already purchased certificate by uploading here in this section your key, your certificate, and your complete certificate chain to be used for even for your web server, as I show you before here. For example, for our demo, we installed a certificate that is a wildcard one, that has chosen here in SSL certificate for the HSNM web server. That gives you the possibility to call the HSNM via HTTPS protocol that increase your privacy. But here you can upload or issue a certificate with an ACME provider like Let's Encrypt for free. This gives you the possibility to have a 3 months free certificate that can be used for the web server or the HSNM, or install it inside your MikroTik gateways. Since in modern socials, modern policies, they require payments, and social require HTTPS, it's very important to give the possibility to install a certificate in your gateway to enable HTTPS login into the hotspot service. MikroTik gives us the possibility to install the certificate automatically by downloading the configuration files and upload it into the gateway, and automatically install a certificate in it. Other vendors, like for example Camium, Ruckus, they need to be configured manually, but we do have a dedicated guides for all those vendors where we can explain how to do this. Once you install the certificate in your gateway, it's possible to enable the socials login, and you are able to enable the payments, such as PayPal, for example, that requires HTTPS for security. HSNM is very optimized for speed, so even with small hardware requirement in your server can supply for example 4,000 users with 2 cores and 4 GB of RAM. HSNM uses some type of caches under the skin to ensure stability and performances, even on heavy loads environment. We do have, for example, some clients of us that uses a small EC2 on AWS to manage 5,000 users with a 2 core and 4 GB virtual machine. So I think we have done with a technical. Guys, if you have some questions, maybe you can ask it, and I will happy to reply you all.
So you can ask questions. You can write them down. I'm not too sure if this platform allows you to have a discussion. Yeah, you can ask your questions on the question forum.
Yeah, sure. I have just replied to some users that makes me some questions in the questions. Okay, Rahmat is asking where you can get the recording of this webinar. Rifshan told that this will be uploaded into YouTube. So I think he will share the link.
That is correct. So essentially, you all will possibly receive an automatic. We're using this platform for the first time, so you all might receive an automatic email with the link to the recording. Number one. Number two, if you all don't get it, please get in touch with your sales agents, and they will be happy to provide you with the link. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Okay, we are receiving some questions. Yes, you can ask Dirani if you want. If you have some question, you can ask into the question section.
So one of the questions that was asked is from Mr. Said Adil. Is there a mobile application for the wayfinding? Because wayfinding on a capital portal is not practical.
Okay. Actually, we do not have an app. Our apps are all inside the welcome portal. We call app every window that pops up by clicking on the app menu on bottom that will show you a content. Every app will have
Correct. The next question is from Mr. Faisal Abbas Dirani from Bongo Technologies in Tanzania. He says his question is, it's for school, expected users between 15 to 2,000, between 4 locations. They want Mac address systems to be implemented. Only allowed Mac users. Mac should have the access.
Okay, there's no problem with that number of locations of users because again, HSNM is very optimized for high load traffic. Since HSNM provides only authentication, account, and profiling of the hotspot user, every other network aspect is in charge of the networking where the gateway is placed. HSNM can afford that kind of number. We give the possibility to use Mac registration, and actually we do not have a filter to give the possibility some Macs to be allowed to register or not. We do have a possibility to free some Mac by adding to our IP binding list that gives you the possibility to skip the welcome portal registration, and those Macs will have internet without authentication.
And I believe question number 3, there's a further question asked from Mr. Fazalbas, question number 3 and 4. The fourth one, there should be a single sign-on. Yeah, I believe that question was asked. Mr. Samuel Nagba has a question. Please, I would like to know if this system also serves as an ISP or is just a management tool.
HSNM is a management tool that gives a graphic interface that makes a lot of stuffs under the skin. For example, all the presentation about admin tab that gives you the possibility to set some web server configuration, radio server, makes a lot of configuration under the skin. The graphic interface is just to give a simple tool to configure your platform. HSNM is very customizable and is a modular tool. It's very open for ISP, or it depends on the way you use it.
The next question is from Mr. Karwan Said, Karwan from TimeNet. Is there possible to upload my own language?
Sure, you can set a backend language and you can set a domain language for the hotspot users. You can even upload your flag just to customize your language in the platform. So a user, another quick tip that the hotspot service the welcome portal will recognize the user device language and will show him the portal based on its own language, and gives the possibility even to just select an alternative language. So if the system cannot recognize the device language, will use a default one you will set.
Another question from Mr. Said Adil. How are you handling the Mac randomization issue? Any solution to this?
We, as some other vendors do, randomization cannot be managed from us because it's an Android and iOS policy. So we gives a lot of recommendation to avoid the randomization of the MAC address, such as using same SSIDs for all the access point, or just to advise the user to turn off the MAC randomization.
Mr. Rahmat Elahi has a question. Can we use this hotspot with every vendor access point?
HSNM create a bridge between him and the gateway, the router, let's call it. If the router is compatible, is one of our vendors compatible gateways, you can put every access point before it. For example, if you have a non-compatible access point, but you put it under a MikroTik gateway, this can be used because it's the MikroTik that integrates with the HSNM.
Right. And Mr. Karwan Said has another question. What has been explained in this webinar were all possibilities with HSNM. I wonder why there is no case study. I'd like to know how to configure a hotel from scratch.
This can be done in a dedicated presentation. I think in 2 hours is nearly impossible to show you all the possibility that HSNM gives to the final user or the backend user. Since it's very modular and it's very configurable and customizable, you have the possibility to do thousands and thousands combinations. So I think it's only a question of time. I think we already replied to Syed Adil question that is about MAC randomization.
Mr. Johnson Chalu Cholaya has a question. I'm already using HSNM, but interested with the QR code every time. I tried configuring the QR code. The redirection only allows to the Android phones, but do not redirect with iOS. Is this a problem with my configuration?
We must check this. We cannot reply to this because can be due to a wrong a misconfiguration, a wrong configuration, or a new introduced policy. We do have a team of developers that is always working on HSNM. So if there is any kind of bug or a new policy from external devices, such as a new policy introduced by a new iOS release, we just tested and we release updates for the HSNM to avoid any kind of policy changing or bug or something like this. I don't know how Johnson Chaluaya done his configuration. If he wants, he can reach our support team, and we will be happy to solve and check with him the problem situation.
Unfortunately, we've got only about 4 minutes to go until the session will expire automatically. Just want to let you all know that all participants in this webinar would get a 10% discount automatically. And in a few hours, I don't know how we're going to do this, but in a few minutes, we would be sending you all a link to a questionnaire. Anybody who essentially gets over 90% would be entered into a draw where they would win an HSNM printer worth $600. We've got 3 minutes more to go. Mr. Said Adil has a quick question. Can it be integrated with a third-party billing system for ISP billing?
Yes, we give the possibility to integrate a user by its own payment system, or we can develop for him if we have not skills about integration and coding. We can do it for him by charging, obviously.
And possibly the final question to go is how do we can be the training of trainers? Is there any possibility? Since our language is different and I don't want the same in my language, so he wants to be
trained. I think he wants to be trained. Yes, we give the possibility to have one-to-one training to customers and explain every aspect or every reply any questions about the platform. We can do it for the system, the system point of view of the HSNM or the usage point of view of the HSNM. It's not. There's no problem.
All right. Next we will. I hope it's not going to stop. Again, I apologize for this. We are using this platform for the first time. So next we would move on to the test. I'm sure everybody wants to win the printer. So Mudita, if you can arrange the test right now. If it gets disconnected, we will get in touch with you immediately. There will be a link sent across within the next 10-15 minutes. If it doesn't disconnect, you all can proceed with the test question. So, give me just 1 second, please.
Yes.
Yes.
I will reply. I think the last question from Syed Adil. Yes, we do have a browsing history of the user. That is not we just need to split the answer. We do have the user connection log, so we do know where he started to surf and when he stops to surf. We do have the reason of this connection. We do have the traffic he made on the connection entry, And yes, if you turn on the syslog, the detailed connection log in your gateway, the HSNM will collect all data and gives you the possibility to download it and read in an anonymized way, because you cannot read clearly the site or what he done on that site, but you can read that the user gone to that site and the others one. Yes, you can do this kind of, you can have this kind of log about the user.
Okay, the good thing is that it's not going to get disconnected. It's not going to stop. So we can still take some questions. Yeah. All right. So as my team, they would be posting the questions in the next few minutes. Any other questions? So I just want to remind you all that we would be having webinars such as this every 3 weeks. So we're trying to do 2 webinars a month. And please sign up to our newsletter. Yeah.
Yeah, to all the people who will sign up, we can send.
Ms. Marisa, we cannot hear you.
Sorry, Mr. Ta. Well, if people are giving their email address, if they sign for their email address, you can send them the release notes of the new coming version, that is version 10. And in the next coming weeks, we also record a video of the new version with all the tips and tricks of the new versions, and we can send, or you can send them the link of the YouTube video where they can watch it, and in the meantime they can see the release notes. Yeah, about, we have a question about the one-to-one training with one of our experts. Yeah, you should, book it through XTREAM, and we will run the one-to-one expert section, maybe with Giuseppe, who is making, his presentation now. And the one-to-one, we will connect online. We will check your HSNM, or maybe we share our video, and we will train you on how to use HSNM, which doubts you have. We will reply you immediately. And if you just check with XTREAM, we and XTREAM will decide with us the day and time, and we will be online at the specific time and day.
So we seem to be having a technical issue. In the next few minutes, we would send an email to you all with the link to the test questions. Again, 90% and over. You'll get a chance to win HSNM printer. Don't cheat. So. Any questions? Any more questions? Mr. Said Adil has one question. Before we disconnect, possible to see the roadmap of the product for this year?
Well, we have to first to talk to developers because they don't. Yeah, well, they disclose their roadmaps from time to time, once a month. So now they are releasing a new version, 10, where you have a blacklist where you have the possibility to top up a subscription of PPPoE users. and and that's are in the release notes, as well as the ability to download a report of all surveys in just an Excel file on a line. And if you want to check the all what version 10 and what version 9 contains, as soon as the roadmap, you can also go inside HSNM. There is a session called updates, where you can see what developers are doing and what they are, if there are issues, what they are fixing, and what all news are on. In the same section, in the updates, when you have a new release, you have the ability by yourself, because it's your platform, to upgrade to the latest version.
Great. I got one question. Can you disclose any of your famous or popular clients who are using your service?
Well,
Anybody?
only a few, because for all other customers, they have a white label solution. So even if that is why we don't put we offer a white label solution, but we don't disclose the names. But on our website, you can also find some names, the ones that they approved. We disclose their names. One is headquarter in New Zealand. The other one is Interlake in South Africa, who has a hotspot we have access to in Germany, who is one of our customers. And others that has decided to disclose their name is a company, a Panasonic company in Japan, who has oil rigs and ships and cargo ships, that is ITC Global. But all other customers have their logo, their they sell their cloud solution under their brand, so we cannot disclose their names. That's the reason why HSNM is also offered as a branding and HSNM solutions. So that's are the one we can we can disclose. But if you go also to our website, you can see some logo. Giuseppe is showing me if you want to disclose some logo, Giuseppe. Well, he went to some, to the airport in Italy, in Palermo, and also to the airport in Dubai. Okay. Okay. If you go to the airport in Dubai, you will see HSNM at work.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Fantastic.
Well, it's surprising me. Because I saw HSNM at the airport in Hamburg, in Germany. I see it in Milan, but I had no idea it was they were using HSNM in Dubai. Also in Pakistan, at the airports, they are using HSNM. But yeah. And also think that when you see HSNM, think about the end customer. You want to recognize HSNM because you can hide powered by HSNM. You can put your logo or the airport's logo. You can customize the splash pages. So it's really difficult to understand who is using HSNM or who is using another another system. But, you know, for our customers, of course, our ISPs, we have to protect them, and, you know, we cannot disclose all the logos. By the way, if you go into our website, you can see, you know, for instance, there is a welcome in the UK, Wi-Fi Q, Microtech, Boolean, using HSNM. There are some brands over there. And some, you know, and some of them have a level 10 level. So it means that they have more than 350 networks under HSNM. Because level 10 is more, when you have more than 350 networks, then you move to level 10 and you have unlimited networks that you can manage.
Fantastic. I see that
I think that, you know, there is also one of our EISPs, I cannot disclose his name, you know, among the participants. And, you know, is one of our ISPs already using HSNM for many years and upgrading HSNM to higher level.
Fantastic. Is there any other questions from the attendees? I got one more question for you. Can you let us know more about the HSNM X1?
Yeah, X1 is, you know, can be delivered as, you know, a virtual machine that can be installed even in small PCs as the one we have. We also have a guide how to install it into a small PC, and that is made for, well, we call it for system integrators, because usually system integrators take care of, you know, the network complexity of an infrastructure. So they go there, they put, you know, gateway, controller, access point, and they need, you know, this, you know, a small PC or a system that can manage, you know, Wi-Fi access. So we created this new level where you can manage up to 2 networks. So it has, you know, a special price because it can do everything. You know, you can install it at each location, and you know, it gives you, it has all the features that you know, a normal license has, but it's limited to 2 networks, but can be, you know, used in a hotel, airports, schools, you place that HSNM, and it solves your problems, your issues, because you make users be connected. It, you know, filters a website. It, you know, it has everything a normal license has. Only the price is, you know, has a special price that is for system integrators who want to install more than one HSNM. They install X1 in different locations and they get everything. We can deliver it as virtual machine, but also as a hardware with already, you know, MikroTik OS system already installed. So you have just to connect the access point to the MikroTik, and MikroTik is already connected to HSNM. So that is up to you which version you can, you know, you can you want to purchase.
Fantastic. I suppose there aren't many questions.
You, Giuseppe, you are replying. You know, at you know, X1, you know, just to complete my explanation, is one has no limit of users that can be connected, and no limit of access points that can be connected to that, you know, 2 networks. So it's a complete system that you can install locally or you can install, locally if they have a server like, some big, hotel chains can have, or a school, or you can put into a mini PC, connect to the network, and that's it.
Fantastic.
Another way, it was asked me, last day from a system integrator we have in Spain. He asked me, can I have, a HSNM as that I install in my PC, and then with everything, set up. And can I copy it and paste into another HSNM? Yeah, you can do it. So, you can keep a HSNM, especially for system integrators who have main installations. You can have your HSNM, and you can set everything, because you can have hotels with the main characteristics. You can save all the characteristics and copy that HSNM into another HSNM. You can migrate data or backup it and restore the same copy. We give a new license, and that's it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So
Yeah.
Ms.
Okay.
Sarah
Yeah.
asks,
Yeah. Right.
Mr. Mo asks, how can we join a one-on-one training? We could arrange that for you. You can get in touch with the sales agent or the sales engineer who's in touch with you, or you can send me an email directly to me. My email is xtream-me.com. And we can arrange that for you.
Yeah. When we end, the presentation, Mr. Ta, I will send you my presentation that I showed before. So if you want to share my presentation to all the people who participate to the webinar, I would be extremely happy. Yeah.
That would be excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Right. So, any other questions that you all have? Miss Marisa, Mr. Giuseppe. I'm very bad with names. I got to apologize for that. Am I pronouncing it correctly, Mr. Giuseppe?
Giuseppe, sì. It's Joe. In English, is Joe.
I'm going to call you Joe.
Okay,
It's easy.
Yeah, our Joe. Vuoi venire fin qua, Joe? Would you like to back?
It's totally okay to me. You can call me Joe. It's okay. My name isn't simple outside Italy.
Thank you so much. Right, so I'd like to thank Ms. Marisa, Joe, for taking the time to give us very, very important information. And I would also like to thank all the attendees. I appreciate it. You all spent about 2 hours with us, 2.5 hours almost. I appreciate this. Don't forget that you all have 10% discount on when you purchase HSNM products. This is valid for 6 months. And in a few moments, you will receive a link to the test. And whoever gets over 90% has a chance to win a printer, which is $600 worth. Again, I thank you all very much for making this webinar a success. And
yeah, well, as HSNM, we thank all the attendees. Thank you for your attention, because I really, thank you for all of you, really.